Alrighty, now that we've got all the lines predicted, let's go in and see how close we were, where we were wrong, where we were right. Are we going to be able to beat Vegas? Are we going to be able to find any great value here today? So here we go. Let's get these lines updated up to the minute. There they are. Freshest lines out there, folks. These lines are fresh, so come and get them while they're hot. All right, let's see if we like anything great right off the rip. Alrighty, here we go. Back to the 1 o'clock game on Saturday. Colts, Bills. We predicted this game at Bills minus 9.5. Whoa! I love it. Best bet of the week. Where it is. Bang, 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 bang. Best bet of the week. Bills minus 6.5. Swallow it. Swallow it right now. Get it while you can. Get it while it's hot. This is easy. This is the easiest bet. This is like Packers minus 5 against the Bears last week. Bills minus 6.5. Phillip Rivers, they can't even score in the second half. They can't even score. Bills didn't even need to have Josh Allen in the second half last week. He put up 28 points in the second quarter alone. Come on. Bills minus 6. This is easy. You want to make some real cash right now. You want to make some real quick cash. I'll tell you how to do it. Game lines, alternative game lines. What can we buy this bad boy up to, folks? Bills minus all the way. Bills minus 18. There it is. Bills minus 18 plus 420. Bet whatever you want on that because I can guarantee you the Colts will not put up more than 10 points. That's their ceiling here. All right, let's say this. The Colts' max ceiling in this game is 14 points. That's it. That is it. That is all. Bills. We saw what they did against that Dolphins defense last week, folks. A must-win game for the Dolphins in that Dolphins defense. Must-win game for the Colts, and they let the tanking Jags who rested all of their starters, all of their weapons, and they only won by 6. Really only won by 6. I know that they won by double digits, 14 points, because they got Jonathan Taylor to score a touchdown with 4 minutes left, and then they went for a 2-point conversion and got it. This is the Jags, folks. The Colts struggled against the Jags. That's all you need to know. The Colts were at home. They struggled against the Jags. Must-win game for the Colts. What more do we need? Bills minus 6.5 is easy money. Bills minus 18.5 is a lot of easy money if you want it. Holy moly. There it is. Best bet of the week, folks. Bills minus 6.5. I don't need to see anything else. We can quit the show right now. Stop the show right now. Bet your life savings on Bills minus 6.5. I can retire. Y'all can retire. Y'all can stop listening to me every day because I'll be out in the beach somewhere just, watching Josh Allen highlights for the rest of my life because he made me a millionaire. He's making me a millionaire here this week at Bills minus 6.5. Alrighty, here we go. Second, the 4 o'clock game on Saturday. Rams, Seahawks. We predicted this game at Seahawks minus 7.5. Seahawks minus 3, folks. We're getting great value here. I cannot believe what Vegas is doing this week, folks. They're just treating all teams the same because it's the playoffs, and that's not how it's going to work this season, folks. It's not. Rams minus or Seahawks minus 3. Once again, best bet, folks. We've got multiple best bets of the week. Bills minus 6.5. Steelers minus or Seahawks minus 3. It does not get any easier than this. I mean, let's just kind of dissect this number real quick. The Rams are going to start Jared Goff this week. It's 100% clear here. There's no reason why the Seahawks are minus 3 at home. That means that on a neutral field, Rams and Seahawks are the same. So Jared Goff must be playing this week. John Wolford is not. Sean McVay's like, I'm waiting till Saturday to kind of reveal who's starting. No, folks, it's right here. Vegas knows before anybody else. That's why they make money, and that's why the house always wins, correct? That's why you always lose on your bets, because Vegas wins. Vegas knows. So Vegas knows Jared Goff's playing for the Rams, so that's something that we can that's a narrative we can take right off the table. John Wolford will not play this game. Even if he does, it doesn't matter. Even if Jared Goff plays, it doesn't matter. Seahawks minus 3, we just saw this game 2 weeks ago. Now we're seeing it again this week. Has anything changed in the last 2 weeks? Maybe the Seahawks offense got a little bit better. A little bit. Can't trust the Rams offense. The defense, it's decent. It's a good defense. So is the Seahawks defense. Seahawks at home, pretty much unstoppable. Seahawks at home in the playoffs, once again, almost unstoppable. So love the Seahawks here. This is just easy money, folks. Seahawks minus 3. What can we buy this one up to? What do we feel comfortable with buying this one up to? Probably not too much because we can't 100% trust the Seahawks offense 100%, but let's just see what we can buy this one up to. Oh yes, this is perfect. This is what I was gonna say. Yes, minus 13.5, so you get under the 2 touchdown hook. We'll take this. This is easy money there. Seahawks minus 13.5, and it's plus 400. Holy cow. That's good value there. Plus 400, so you bet 500. I think you win 2,500, I believe. See if the math is right there. 500, you win 2,500. Perfect, right there. I mean, folks, I can't believe it, folks. This is easy money. This is easy. I can't believe Vegas is taking the low routes here. I really thought Vegas would have a field day on these picks, on these spreads. Maybe they were when they initially opened, and then everybody's betting the points, and that's why it's come down. I doubt that's it, because I would never take Colts. Like if our prediction was right of Bills minus 9.5, I would never take Colts plus 9.5. That's like taking Bears plus 5 last week. That was the worst bet I've ever seen, and I try to steer y'all away from that. All right, let's keep it going here. Seahawks minus 3, easy money. Alrighty, let's see. This is really going to tell us how Vegas is thinking here. Bucks, Washington. We predicted this game at Bucks minus 9.5. All right, there we go. Finally, we're right. Bucks minus 9. That's what the spread is. We predicted it at minus 9.5, so we're right on par. It's just Washington's not scoring. They can't score the ball. Even if Alex Smith still plays, they won't score. If Taylor Heineke, they may score a little bit more, but they're still their scoring ceiling with Alex Smith is like 25, and that's a high ceiling. I really should go like 22, 21 points, but I'll say 25. Taylor Heineke, I'll give him the 25-point ceiling as well, just because we saw one quarter of the man. So Tampa Bay is going to have no trouble here. They may struggle for a quarter. They may struggle for 2 series. They could even really struggle for 2 straight quarters and get it going in the second half, kind of like what we've seen the Bucks kind of do sometimes this season, especially last week against the Falcons. They really didn't get going until the second half. But, even if that's the case, Washington is probably going to be up by like 3 or 4. Maybe 7 at the highest. If that happens, if the Bucks offense start to flounder, the Washington football team will have like a 7-point lead going into halftime, and then it's Tom Brady's turn, to not care and be good, and then just put up like 4 straight touchdowns and turning a 7-point deficit into a 21-point win. That could definitely happen if they're not good right from the rip, which they probably will be. So I still like the Bucks. Swallow the 9. I can't trust the 9.5, the 9 points with Washington. They're not going to put up any points. Their offense is so atrocious, folks. It's not good at all. It's really not good. Even if they had a good quarterback, they've got no real weapons. Antonio Gibson's always, a little rocky, a little banged up. Terry McLaurin's good, but is one receiver going to be able to do it? One receiver with a quarterback that really can't throw 100% accurate on every single ball. He's a dink and dunker. Alex Smith is a dink and dunker. He's not an aired outer, and Tom Brady is an aired outer. So, Bucks minus 9, swallow it, but we're fine with that. Alrighty, now we go Ravens-Titans, the 1 o'clock game on Sunday. We predicted this game at Ravens minus 3.5. Ravens minus 3.5. It's Ravens minus 3.5. All right. So no value here. We're right, which is great, but we get no value. I really wished it was Titans minus 2, which I thought Vegas was going to do, but they didn't do that. So I respect Vegas for not doing that and making it the right call. Ravens minus 3.5. I like the Ravens here. I think they went outright. Now we're talking about spreads and how well the Titans play. And, we just saw the Titans beat the Ravens this season, which is definitely telling. But I think that was kind of on the stretch, at the beginning of the stretch or right at the tail end of the stretch of when the Ravens all got COVID and all that. So a huge mix-up there. I think that's when the Titans' win came against the Ravens. So the Ravens are the better offense. They're more explosive, and the Ravens have a better defense. This Titans' defense has not been able to stop anybody. Let's see what they've been doing. The last 3 games, I think they've given up like 30 points. Let's quickly run through their numbers right quick. So Week 17, Titans, they gave up 38 points against the Texans. 38 points against the Texans. Holy cow. Imagine what the Ravens could do. All right, Week 16, the Titans gave up 40 points. 40 points to the Green Bay Packers. Oh, boy. Imagine what the Ravens could do on that. Week 15, the Titans, they gave up 25 points to the Lions. 25 points to the Lions, folks. I mean, I get it that, in those last 2 games, Week 17 and Week 16 games, they were on the road for that. I get that. So the Titans should probably play a little bit better here at home. But, at the end of the day, this is a revenge game for the Ravens. they're game planning for Derrick Henry. They got to try and stop the man, and if they do, they win the game because Tannehill does not have success without Derrick Henry. Now, Lamar Jackson, he has no contingency. He's not only good when X happens, like Ryan Tannehill, and I'm not knocking Ryan Tannehill. I mean, there's a ton of above-average game manager quarterbacks in this league. So like the Ravens here, straight up, -3.5. Now you're over the 3-point hook. Should be a closer game. It's probably going to be a closer game. I don't think the Ravens blow them out. I think they can win by 10. I don't see them winning by any really more than 10. But this Titans team, they've shown that they can kind of implode. The Ravens haven't really imploded besides those weeks when players had COVID and they weren't at 100%. So Ravens here, love them all day. 3.5. We'll come back at you tomorrow with our official pick. Alrighty, Bears Saints. We predicted this game at Saints -15.5, and we get great value here. Saints -10. Lock this up, folks. Lock it up. Lock it up. Saints -10. Bears got absolutely crushed last week against the Packers. Now, it was a little close in the second half because the Packers stopped scoring the ball, but the Bears never did anything with that. They never scored when the Packers weren't scoring as well, so they just all stopped scoring, and then the Packers started to score again, and the Bears were like, what's scoring? I don't know how to do that because Mitch Trubisky's my quarterback. Saints at home, Saints at home, Saints at home, Bears on the road, Mitch Trubisky on the road. That's really the only thing we need to say. Saints got a good defense, better defense than the Bears. Saints have a better offense than the Bears. Saints have a better coach than the Bears. Saints have better everything than the Bears do. I cannot point out one thing that the Bears do better than the Saints do. Nothing. Saints -10. This is fine. Swallow it. It's not that many points, folks. Touchdown, field goal. They win by 14 at least. Let's see what we can buy this one up to. We may be able to get our 23.5 bet. Let's see if we can do that. Saints -23.5. Saints -22.5. Plus 400. I mean, not great value there. 22.5, so now you're talking four possessions, which is nothing you should really ever be betting a lot of money on. But the Bears aren't going to do anything offensively. That's what you need to know. All right, and then the last game here, the 8 o'clock game on Sunday, Steelers, Browns. We predicted this game at Steelers -4.5. Wow, it's a little bit larger than I thought it would be, but I understand it. Steelers -6. Now, this is where we have to make a decision. Do we take the 6 with the Browns or do we -6 with the Steelers? I think this is going to be a close game. Probably comes down to the wire. Last possession. But if the Steelers can figure it out, if the Steelers offense is working like it has worked this season, not like the last 6 weeks, maybe like more of the first 5-6 weeks, then the Steelers should be fine. I'm telling you, the biggest thing is Kevin Stefanski not being on the sideline. It's just Baker Mayfield really needs to be reined in. He needs to be limited throwing the ball. He needs to not be asked too much of him because he flounders a little bit. And I'm not knocking the man. He's got 11 wins, so let's give the man credit for that and turning around from last season to this season. But, football, unlike basketball, it's a team game. Basketball, you can have one great player and win a ring. Football, you can have one great player, a la Deshaun Watson, and have a number 3 pick overall, in the draft. So, Baker Mayfield, he's good, but he's not good enough to kind of single-handedly lead a team to a Super Bowl. Kevin Stefanski is a huge upgrade, a huge reason why the Browns are good this season, and he's not coaching. He's not coaching. He's got COVID. Can't be on the sideline. Now, I don't know if they're going to be calling him. I don't know if he's going to be on speakerphone. I would assume he would. I don't know if that's breaking the rules or not. It possibly could. I don't know the rules that deep. I don't know about that. But if Kevin Stefanski is not calling plays, if he's not having any input on plays, this Browns team is not going to be as good as they have been this season. So this spread is a little bit, it's kind of exactly where it needs to be to make people kind of choose a side. Whereas, the Bills, that's easy. Right there, Bills -6.5, Seahawks -3. Once again, that's real easy. Take that. So Steelers, Browns. The 6. That's a tough hook, folks. That is a tough hook. I think the game is close. The Steelers, they've struggled scoring. Their defense is going to be fine. The Browns, they're not going to have their play caller. Their defense should be fine. Their running game should be fine for the Browns, but it's going to come down to Baker Mayfield. If he's throwing it more than 30 times, I'll take the Steelers -6. If he's going to hold it to like under 25 passes, it's probably going to be a close game, and I'll take the Browns +6 at that point.